Let's bring in Tennessee Senator Marsha Blackburn. She sits on the Armed Services Committee. She joins us now straight out of today's hearings. Thank you for stepping away to the camera for us during this break, Senator. We heard you actually just a few moments ago. You had a line of questioning to General Milley that involved yes or no requests for yes or no answers. In one of those questions, you asked the general if Bagram Air Base had stayed open, would our support to the Afghan Air Force have been more effective in your view? I was wondering if you were surprised by his answer. Frankly, I'm not sure on that.
I think that what they're trying to do is give non-answers, which is terribly disappointing. And what we need are some specific answers. And Sandra, a big part of what we're trying to do today is to figure out where is the breakdown, what is the guidance that was given. We know from the command team on the ground what they were telling McKenzie, who's at CENTCOM, Milley, Austin, Jake Sullivan, Susan Rice, the president, and we know the president was not abiding by this. Now, we know had we had those assets at Bagram Airfield, that we would have been able to facilitate a more expedient withdrawal of not only our U.S. citizens, but our SIV applicants. We would have been able to keep our surveillance on the ground as the Taliban, which of course was being encouraged by the Chinese and the Iranians as they were moving very quickly around the country. But we need Austin, Milley, and McKenzie to say, hey, look, this is what we said, this is what they said, and here's what they did and how they arrived at that decision. The men and women who have served there, who have sacrificed, these families that have given their lives, they need these answers.
Senator, I want to play an exchange between you and Chairman of the Joint Chiefs, Milley. This is cut number 13, because you say that you thought that they were giving non-answers. This was a question that was a surprising question that he gave fairly direct answers to. Let's tee it up here.
General Milley, yes or no to this? Did you talk to Bob Woodward or Robert Costa for their book, Peril?
Woodward, yes. Costa, no.
Did you talk to Carol Leonic and Philip Rucker for their book, Alone Can I Fix It?
Yes.
Did you talk to Michael Bender for his book is Frankly, We Did Win This Election, The Inside Story of How Trump Lost? Yes.
Yes.
Or no? And were you accurately represented in these books?
I haven't read any of the books, so I don't know.
Very interesting line of questioning, Senator. Did he surprise you with his candor there? He surprised me with his candor.
I think he surprised a lot of people that he actually went to the yes or no because he had been batting around the questions all day. I think this is Mark Milley being very proud of his political aggressiveness that he has displayed. I've talked to a lot of people that have known him throughout his career, and they've felt that he was very aggressive politically throughout his career. We'll have more questions for General Milley when I step back in the hearing room. But here is the thing. He chose to put that time on talking to these reporters, helping them write these books, providing information when he should have been working on a withdrawal plan to get our citizens, our troops, our allies out of Afghanistan. He should have been watching the Taliban's advancement and paying more attention to that rather than trying to polish up his resume and his image.
It's become quite clear from listening to this that the advice by these military leaders was to leave troops on the ground in Kabul to avoid a Taliban takeover. Milley said very clearly he will not resign over Biden not taking his or their advice. So what sort of consequences at this point, after listening to this hearing all morning, what sort of consequences should there be and for whom?
Sandra, I'm one of those. I feel like, yes, indeed, he should resign. So should General Austin. There are ways to administratively separate individuals from the U.S. military. I am certain that after we are going through these hearings, that you will see some shifting of leadership at DOD. The White House can't be pleased with some of the candor that we have heard today. Likewise, they probably are not pleased that they're being given cover by the military generals, even though the generals are not giving straight answers. Jake Sullivan, Susan Rice, they can't be happy with this. Ron Klain can't be happy with this hearing and how it has presented itself today, because it looks like you had commanders on the ground saying one thing, Joe Biden saying, isn't going to happen, no way, no how, I'm out of there. And then just a real kerfuffle, if you will, in the middle with how they were going to present this information, nuance this information. And because of that, people lost their lives. The Taliban is in charge of Afghanistan. Terrorists have a safe haven, and the world is less safe today than it was when Joe Biden took office. And all of this responsibility, all of this blood is on their hands.
On the issue, Senator Blackburn, of accountability, Senator Sullivan of Alaska was just getting into it when Senator Hirono of Hawaii reminded him that his time was up. So we may hear him go back to that in round two here. But, you know, the theory has been postulated that nobody will be held accountable for what happened in Afghanistan, because if they were, that would be a tacit acknowledgement by this White House that things went badly.
And that is one of the concerns. And I hear this a good bit from our military. And John, as you know, the 101st Airborne, the 160th SOAR, the 5th Division Special Ops guys, that's all out of Fort Campbell, right there in Tennessee. We are hearing a lot about this. There is a lot of disgust with the command team at the Pentagon, and a lot of disgust that you've got a commander on a Navy ship that goes out and talks to the press about a COVID outbreak and he gets separated. You've got a lieutenant colonel that has an issue with how things are being happened. He gets separated, but you've got the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, you've got the SecDef, you've got the CENTCOM commander, and they're all kind of giving nuanced answers and not giving us the detail we need. There is an inconsistency there. The U.S. military is a well-trained military. They need strong, definitive leadership. They deserve that. They're the best in the world, and it's the guys at the top that are messing this up.
Senator, we know you need to run back into that hearing room. We appreciate you jumping out and joining us as we await the second round of questioning from the senators.
Absolutely.
There on Capitol Hill. Senator, thank you. John?
Thank you.
Thank you, Senator.